Okay. Give it a minute. Alright. We're starting a little early. Welcome everybody to those who watch these recordings. The 1 to 2 views I get a week. It's fantastic. Those few loyal people who are mostly bots. We appreciate you. Last time we left off, as you're probably looking at the character. If you're watching on Twitch, you can see the D&D Beyond little attachment on the side, and you can see that most of the party is nearly dead. They had a good time, a good fight against a bunch of goblins and a few chimera, or rather one chimera. And after kicking the crap out of it and watching two of the main goblin bosses seem to leave the room, going down separate hallways where more roaring could be heard, the party decided to cut their losses and take the chimera that they had beaten down to unconsciousness and drag it all the way back up top. The party did all of this in a single session. Now, as the reason why we are starting a few minutes early is the fact that we do have a couple of announcements. First off, we have new players. We are bringing in the player who will be known as Doc Raven, was it correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
So he'll be joining on with his new character, and hopefully I'm pronouncing this, Verander.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. He'll be joining us in place of, unfortunately, we did lose Tren, so Snicknesh will no longer be joining us in the campaign, at least
Loser.
as of current. That works. And then secondly, so we traded one doctor for another. Secondly, we're bringing in Cameron. All those who are familiar with Rejected Potential, should all remember Cameron. He's been here since the beginning. He's died so many times, and he is famously known for the playing of Van Zorwin. He will be joining us with his character Tilcat. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Tilcat.
Tilcat? Okay.
Tilcat.
Alright.
Yep.
And they will be both joining us. So, we'll get right into the game. Wolf will also, as a little side mention, Wolf will be unfortunately mute during this session, so I will be reading a lot of what he says throughout this. So just as a heads up, so Caspian won't be speaking as much this session. So, as I mentioned, last time we left off with the party capturing this chimera and beating it into submission until they managed to get it to finally obey to their will, Caspian would gain his first mount, a rather small chimera that was a younger version of the fully grown versions in the other areas of that stronghold. Sitting outside and camping outside the mountain. Give me a moment, clear my voice here. The party spent about a day resting, catching up. You guys can update your character sheets with long rest. Just out camping outside of the the stronghold's entrance, trying to avoid going back in, and generally just trying to break the will of this poor chimera beast as they continue to cut it, continue to slash it, keep it awake. And every time it would drop to 0 HP, doing whatever they could to keep it healthy. The party would spend the day there. Come morning, are you trying to trying to get it to work? I don't. Here, give me a minute. There's a reason that isn't working, and that is because Avery doesn't have access to this portion. There you go. Now you can try it. Alright, as I was saying, yeah, so as the party spent the night there, Snicknesh come morning would vanish, unfortunately, without a single trace, many bodies seeming to have disappeared from inside the stronghold. Without the party's realization, Snicknesh went off on his own venture after a bit of slight madness from the recent fight and the craving of more stronger opponents. Leaving his party without eating them, as he did not see them as a challenge to hunt, the party continued their wait and their rest. Eventually, kind of getting their gear together and heading out. We come to it's Verain. Did you change your character's name in the campaign?
Oh, sorry.
Okay. I
I
see.
changed it to Verander because I used Varane in another. I didn't want to confuse myself.
No worries. Wanted to make sure. So yes, as the party would kind of get up and start heading out, we will I ask where Bardris and Caspian would like to head. Cedric seems kind of iffy on any direction, as they all seem to be bad in general.
Does Caspian still want to go to the Orcish land?
Give him a moment. Let's.
Still terrified to go there, but
Yes. Okay.
fine.
All right. I will mention, Caspian, you can add a chimera to your character sheet as a mount. This is considered a baby chimera, or a young chimera, rather. So this thing will not have the same stats, but I'll give you a custom design of it next session, before next session, as I forgot to this session. Okay. As you lot kind of begin to head out, going towards the Orcish lands, allow me to pull up my map, just to ensure I have the city names correctly. I'm completely unprofessional and unprepared. Where is
I can't annoy you with the Whisper Jar anymore. I'm upset.
I know.
I can't play things anymore.
It's so terrible. Alright, is this the one? Let me see.
Don't worry, I have a different way to annoy you. I just wait till we get an encounter.
Alright. That's a good challenge to get your character killed. Okay. So as you guys are heading north, you are leaving what you didn't know was as Moore's Portal, or the area near Moore's Portal. You will, no matter what, be heading through the Nordic lands, as it is kind of blocked off and the territory is kind of guarded by the Nords to get through their territory to the Orcish lands, but it is the most direct route. Heading towards the closest Orc city is Burnside Fort, a well-destroyed and very Orcish town that was once Dwarvish. It'll take you guys about a week, even by riding the Chimera and heading in that general direction. Cedric, of course, being a little concerned, as you guys eventually, about a day's travel, run into the very large wall that kind of surrounds the Nordic lands. You see that the wall is almost completely collapsed and rather destroyed. It looks to be in extreme disarray. Now, given Caspian and Bardris, neither of you have ever been to these lands before, you wouldn't know much to whether these walls would have been normally kept in good condition or not. Keep calling. As you kind of go upon these walls, you can see off in the distance a castle that looks to be kind of ran down. It looks about to be another day's travel to the west. Going almost to the northeast, you can see another castle, because these lands are very flat. There's not much going through these areas. Not many hills, almost completely grass plains or farm fields. You can see another castle. It looks in better repair, but again, still looks almost like a ghost town from this distance, as you don't see even traveling caravans heading down the road towards that direction, nor guards patrolling any of the walls around this area. You can also see a small town that you can see as you're walking through this crumbling wall that says, or you see a sign that points towards a small town off in the distance called Litio. Neither of you know much about this town, as it's not really kept on many maps. As you kind of pass through, heading down the road, following the river, eventually you come across a small little traveling group, if you will. A merchant who seems to be heading south, kind of carrying with a normal carriage, a few behind him, and a couple of smaller horses that he seems to be bringing with him that look to have these rather weird green crystals designed onto their harnesses that are kind of holding them or attaching them to the wagons. As the wagons are kind of passing you lot on the road, you notice that there is a three rather unique individuals. While the rest of these people look to be like typical humans just traveling about, a little shorter than what you both are used to for your average humans. You see that there is a rather large steel or iron-looking man carrying a smaller gnome. Why don't you go ahead and introduce your character, Cameron, and explain what he looks like?
Well, Tilcat is a 3 foot tall gnome with brown hair and deep blue eyes with a mild tan. When you see him, he is currently nose deep in his journal writing, and just simply looking as though he is intrigued by something. Around his neck, he's wearing a necklace with a small shard of a strange-looking metal. And that's the gist of it. On his head, he does have a small set of goggles that seem to be tinted to protect his eyes from certain things.
Okay. And as you see this Iron Man kind of carrying a Tilcat, you also notice kind of traveling alongside this rather large trading wagon group, another person that kind of stands out. Would you like to introduce yourself, Verander?
Indeed. And just for ease, I've included a description. Please ignore the Varain part. Verander is an Aerenal wood elf, about 5'8". He's got kind of a tattered cloak over him, covering him from the elements, kind of obscuring him a bit. But underneath, every time as the cloak billows out a little bit, you see glimmers of more posh clothing underneath, belying his hidden history. He's very eloquent and talkative, but at the same time, you can see his eyes are a little hardened. He's constantly scanning the periphery every now and then with a hand crossbow that he keeps fiddling with.
Okay. Now, Tilcat and Verander, you've both been traveling with this small little merchant group coming from the Orcish lands. Both of you have your own reasons to be traveling about these lands. Neither of you are from these territories, having traveled far distances in your own right. Having kind of joined on for safety in numbers as you travel through. You both see this strange group of adventurers. The first being a dwarf. Burgess, why don't you introduce yourself to the new people?
I am another short person. I'm only 3'9". I have red hair, chainmail armor, tan skin, brown eyes, and I have a little slightly glowing sword. I'm carrying the rock, paper, scissors book. And I'm fiddling with my belt of useless items.
God damn.
Love it. I would like to pull an item out.
God damn it. Where's my fucking book? Give me a minute. I gotta find this fucking thing now.
Pulls out a block of cheese from the chest of preserving.
So for those who, as a dungeon master, if you ever want to DM, a good thing I recommend is the Madeline Hale collection of books, the Table and Fables book collection. They'll give you a lot of random useless common items that can be kind of fun to mess with. I just have to now find where said item might be, as it's been a little while since I've had here. Oh, perfect. Okay. Go ahead and give me a D100 roll, please, for that.
Okay.
And while you do that, Caspian, I see you're typing, so I assume you're going to introduce yourself, so I'll give you a moment to type that out. You do see that both these figures are riding what is a white and very fluffy-looking creature with 3 heads, one being a lion, one being a horse with a horn on it, and the last being of an eagle. The lion's head also seems to have 2 horns, almost like a ram on it, and a rather long tail that seems to go from a fluff or a fur-like material to a spiky, hardened, almost stone-like skin. This creature looks to be very sad and depressing looking as the eyes continue to look down instead of meeting anybody's eyes. The poor creature seems to have gone through a lot. Bardris, as you
I
pull out an item, give me a moment. You pull a simple wooden mug with just plain water in it that seems to disappear as soon as you pull the mug out without a trace.
I'll take it.
Congrats. Yes,
I'm-
Tilcat.
going to have my Steel Defender stop, who I will eventually name.
What he doesn't know is on the back of it says "Made in China," and that was its name. As you stop, you notice that the wagon behind you also stops, and the man you've been traveling with, who kind of is running this little merchant group, kind of steps off. You know him as a cloaked figure. He goes by the name of Czar, and seems to never really show his face. He seems to be rather a very, very hairy man, as you notice he tends to... As you've traveled through a few days, the weather hasn't been the kindest as rain has hit, and he seems to lose a lot of volume to him as soon as the water seems to hit him. As you look upon, you see Caspian riding at the head of this rather large chimera. He's about 2 feet tall, kind of looking like a rather short, traditional gnome, almost like a yard gnome, if you will. With a rather large red pointed hat on his head and a very kind of short and well-mannered white beard. He is wearing full clothes, but he seems to be extremely muscular in his very silk pants and open-vested open-faced vest embroidered with silver and gold threads. He does seem to carry a short black sword on his hip, as well as... it seems to drip every once in a while with some sort of dark-colored fluid. Notice how heavy those travel brochures are. It's hard work, goddammit. But he seems to be somewhat friendly overall. Goddamn, you guys. As you kind of look upon these guys, the caravan stops behind you as soon as Tilcat stops his steel defender, and the few wagons ahead seems to stop as Czar kind of looks at you, Verander, and kind of stops stalking and looks over, and his eyes kind of go wide, and you can clearly see his very greenish-looking eyes that seem to be almost cat-like in appearance, although the rest of his face seems to be kind of shrouded in darkness. And he goes, "It's you bastards, no!
Czar, my friend, you're alive!
You left me to fight those flippin' demons! I had to sacrifice my foot for those to get out of there.
Hey, at least I helped you build a new one.
It's made of wood," as Caspian looks over and goes, "Yo, Czar, what up, bud? We lost you for a bit." And he just glares at Caspian.
Czar, you know them.
"Unfortunately, yes. Where's the big one that eats everything?"
No idea.
And as Caspian kind of looks down and goes, "We got a dope pet. Kind of replaced the old one." And Czar just kind of goes, "Yeah, what about leaving me to that demon army that was invading? You just kind of teleported out? I had to fight through a horde on my own to get out. Do you know how hard it is to fight through a horde of demons on your own?"
Yeah, see, Czar, I wasn't expecting that either. It was very sudden. I suddenly wasn't there anymore.
You owe me. You owe me.
Hey, I'm still keeping your other secret. I don't know you shit.
No. You know what? And he points to Tilcat and Rander and says, "They're your responsibility now. Goodbye." And he starts moving the wagon around you lot as the wagon...
Damn it, I was hoping to improve his leg more. Maybe put a gun inside of it.
As Caspian goes, "Hey bro, you left us with the royal smoochies." God damn you, Wolf. All
Can I
right.
perform a sleight of hand before they do?
Yes. What are you wanting to try and grab?
Anything.
Off of Czar?
Yeah. Or, yeah, the guy who's just leaving me now.
Okay. I'm just gonna show the Discord so I don't have to read this thing every time. Well, let me see. Let me pull up his perception. Give me a moment. Because he is also... yeah, so those watching, you can now see the Discord, so you can see Wolf typing, so I don't have to read out everything. Yeah, as you go to kind of reach, you realize it'd probably be a bad idea. Czar's eyes kind of lock onto your hand, and as you pull back, he kind of nods and continues on his way with the wagon.
I
Kind
do a
of leaving
back
you
foot
alone.
back.
Okay.
Fuck!
As you land face first into the ground.
Wait, sorry, acrobatics.
Pulls out my journal and just jots down the note of no gun leg for Czar for right now.
Okay, as you watch as
Him.
this wood elf goes face first into the ground. Thankfully, the ground's soft, taking no damage.
I'll shout out after Czar. Next time I see you, I'll work on that gun leg for you.
Yeah. That wasn't a voluntary thing. I want that note. There was no consent. As he continues on.
You don't get a choice in the exploration of science.
Oh gods, you are Zilpip 2.0. Alright, you guys are now in the middle of what is a rather large road, going north to south. This also seems to split a little further down from where Caspian and Bargis, where you came from, that would head more head more west. And up ahead you can see it splits a little bit to the east as well.
I will turn my attention to them and look at the Chimera. He could do with that could do with some upgrades.
Just keep me out of it.
But anyways, hi there, I'm Tilcat. How do you do?
The name's Bardris, archaeologist.
Oh, I am a... word now. I'm an anthropologist by trade. So interesting.
Works together well.
Yes. I've been studying the culture of the orcs while traveling with Czar there.
You just see a middle finger go up in the distance.
Wait, Scott, I have a gift, and I'm gonna reach back into the belt.
He's gone. I mean, it's a good... it's gonna take you a little bit to catch up with. I mean, it won't take you long given you're on a Chimera.
I'm pretty sure... Nah, that wouldn't be worth it. I need to work on that more.
Oh, God.
I pull out my notebook and scribble in some more ideas.
Okay.
Little journal. I get enough dragon parts, maybe.
I will mention at this point, Verander, give me a perception check.
Just FYI, there's some weird thing where
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's not. I mean, I could roll on my sheet and then send you.
You can. You don't have to roll, send me a screenshot. I get a game log. I can see all your rolls.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so I can see you just got a 20.
It's that little triple dot at the top of the screen for you at the top right.
Yeah.
You can see it by the campaign. What is this campaign?
You see as suddenly behind you appears a younger looking fellow that seems to have almost kind of grayish skin with black markings all over his body, almost like tattoos of tentacles almost, and two black, very broken wings on his back. His eyes seem to be pale, and he's wearing, traditional leather armor. Nothing really uncommon about it. And he kind of looks you up and down and kind of gives you a weird kind of sniff as he just kind of comes up to you and smells you. And then he holds out a hand and looks at you and goes, "My name's Cedric. How do you do?"
I take a moment right before I reach my hand out. I kind of like take a look at him, make sure he's not poised to act on me. And I kind of have my crossbow hand kind of ready, but as I reach to shake his hand, I comment, "Hail, fellow," and I note his tentacle tattoos. "Prefer fine culture, I see." And then I shake his hand.
Yes. Fallen gods, Aasimar, long story. And he just kind of gives you a nod.
And I ask, what business do you have with us?
I'm traveling with the friends over there, Bargis and Caspian. I'm a prince of the Voli lands. The demon army that your traveling compatriot mentioned is where my people are currently and are fighting. But unfortunately, it was a kind of a losing situation, and I realized that pretty quickly.
And I kind of Verander kind of waves his hand in the air. There's quite a lot of diplomacy and politics, of which I'm not terribly interested in at the moment. I'm just looking for the next meal, for the next coin, and to avoid any present dangers.
Ah. And he points up to Caspian and Bargis and says, "You'll get along well." And he goes back to hanging out back over by the mount as he's kind of petting the chimera as he walks past you. You do notice he does have a rather large longbow on his back.
And I turn to the others, and I shrug. Well, it was worth a shot with the caravan, or with the Tsar.
We got a lot. He helped us get through the Orklands.
That old man's stronger than he looks. But...
I nod. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay. As you guys kind of spend some time getting to know each other, kind of informing the new guys of where you're going. For Tilcat and Verander, you get the general explanation that the party is heading farther north to an abandoned old dwarven stronghold that is rumored to have a mighty treasury and armory of forgotten gear, completely unguarded supposedly and well abandoned for a long time. The party has been in that direction.
Tilcat's eyes light up.
I don't believe it's unguarded for a second.
Oh no, stuff like that always has traps, and there's always some interesting language bits left behind. Ancient Dwarvish is very interesting.
I'd fill that tunnel with 10 crossbow bolts before I even thought about walking in.
Oh no, dwarves were much trickier than that. You wouldn't find many tripwires, but more like stone shifting plates. Many interesting things.
Okay.
Well, I'll go with you, and I might be able to help you out. I'm sort of a crafter of sorts.
Well, I've got nothing else to do, and you guys look like a strong sort of sort. Mind if I tag along?
You're more than welcome. It'd be a pain if we only had 2 party members.
It's at this
3.
It's at this point, Bartris, wait, let me check something. Who are the magic casters in our group? Oh, what the hell? I just noticed something interesting as well. The D&D Beyond has not updated at all. That's why your character sheet wasn't updating. Because when I'm looking at it, I am also still seeing Snicknish listed in the thing, which he is not. Okay, so Tilcat and Bardris, and Caspian, if he is still listening, feel free to give me Arcana checks.
Okay.
I'm not.
+6 to me.
That's a +1. Yeah, no, that's a 5.
That is an 18.
Okay.
Arcana is not my expertise.
And I don't know if Caspian will be rolling at all during this, so...
oh, wait, all of us do Arcana?
You can if you'd like. I just did it for mostly the magic casters.
Oh, I'm not magic. Never mind.
Yeah. You're good either way.
I did.
Alright. So, as I'm not seeing Caspian roll currently, I'll assume he is not at this time. Bardris and... Well, actually, luckily enough, Bardris and Verander as well as Tilcat. You all sense a bit of magic. Tilcat, you're the only one who recognizes that a silent spell seems to suddenly appeared and been cast onto Caspian as a strange rune seems to appear on his chest. You notice that for Tilcat that the spell seems to originate from the direction that the caravan just headed in.
Well, the prince there has been silent, so we may want to get out of range of that spell.
Prince? No, on Caspian. Caspian is not a prince. He's the gnome.
Well, your ally there has been silenced. It's either an enchantment from Tsar, or it's likely we should probably just move out of the range. We'll continue going in the direction you were. It should be interesting.
In other words, towards...
You and I can talk history there, Bardris.
Yes, very well.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys are on the road. It's at this point that you realize, Bardris. I believe you have a map, correct, Bardris?
I think I didn't add it, but I think I picked one up at before we left from the ship last time, before the Kraken thing, everything happened.
Okay. As you look at the map, you do have some general places. Again, most of this world is still very new, so not much of it has been transferred over to the old world's maps. One of the reasons you're kind of heading in this direction, of course. So you know for a fact, looking at the map, that you have a couple directions you can go. Currently following the river, you have a choice of going to the castle of Aez or the town of Litio. Both are which are in the one is being west, being Litio, and one being east is Aez. Either way, you'd be going out of your way to not heading in the direction you're wanting to go. You could continue following this north, and eventually you would come to the Orcish lands and their supposed wall that they've built. And eventually, following along that, you would hit the Burnside Fort. However, Bargis, as you note, you would, if you wanted to avoid the Orcish lands, you could head straight to Calbridge, which is a more northwestern direction, which would put you at a complete diagonal angle and on the correct path to head into the Dwarven deeper roads, to go underground to better access the strongholds. And, I mean, while this would take you a bit out of your way, you would avoid the Orcish lands altogether.
Alright. Do we want to go through the Orcish lands, or do we want to take a bit of a detour, check out another area, and go around?
Go ahead.
You can. Well, we've already been through the Orcish lands once. It shouldn't be that bad going back through, but I'll leave the choice up to you others, because I'm still interested a bit in their cultures. They're very odd.
So for that side path, would we stop by the castle or the town, or would it just be nothing?
You could pass by Lititio. I just realized that's two T's. And Calbridge. And then it would take you basically straight to one of the deep road entrances. To the closest semblance of civilization. Well, Caspian, that would be from what as you look over the map that Bardris kind of has pulled out and is looking at. The closest it looks to be a smaller town, so probably not many magic items or anything past normal, what you'd expect peasants to sell and purchase. Would be at Lititio, but eventually you would, if you continued on that direction and that angle, passing by, or you'd end up going through Calbridge, which is not only a stronghold on the wall, that one of the guarding points, but also seems to have a rather large town around it that looks to be a bit more prosperous based on the design on the map. Give Caspian a check. Hell yeah, I vote that way. Okay.
Alright, yep, fine by me.
All right. Okay. And Tilcat. Oh,
Hey, you, elf.
as Caspian kind of points down at Verander suddenly.
What do you want?
Isn't he silenced?
Caspian is kind of pointing out and moving his hands about.
Why?
Making an hourglass figure with his hands.
I can picture it now. He can hear you, so you can talk, Verander. You're good.
I just feel compelled to type back.
No, you're good, man.
I look him up and down, and I
not
ponder 5,000 gold.
Wow,
In,
that's...
in party romance already. All right, this is the first romance of the story of the campaign.
looks at Verander and is like, so you do that. Hmm. Note to self, make sure I make you something else.
Caspian.
Then I turned to wait. Who said that? To Bardris or
Caspian is the one. He says sold.
I'm the
have
one that just
money.
made the comments. Tilcat did.
I turned back to Caspian. Price just went up 20,000.
Okay. All right. As now the new price to be negotiated, as Caspian seems to think it over for a bit. As the party begins their long trek.
On the way, I'm gonna get Verander to pass me his hand crossbow and take some time to give it repeating.
Oh. Okay.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Which makes it a +1 weapon, which doesn't need to be reloaded. It reloads automatically.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
Nice.
And then I'm also going to take some time and make some on the way, because we have the time and it doesn't take long to use infusions.
Mhm.
I'm going to make me a bag of holding.
Wait. Do you have that one?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
Infusions. First one, replicate magic item. Bag of holding.
Okay, holy shit.
I forgot about that. Yep. Give me a minute.
Witchcraft. What's it now?
God damn it. Yeah, no, technically, it's fair game, so alright. As you make a bag of holding, give me an Arcana check for it.
Okay. Can I have a dice? That is a 25.
Okay. As you manage to, kind of tinker about with some leather and, work about with it, you eventually craft yourself a, small bag of holding. That seems to work out pretty well.
Do I add a regular one or do I add a small one?
You can add a regular one, that's fine.
Okay.
As we're marching, because I have wood carver's tool for efficiency, am I able to pick up like branches and things along the way and make something of value?
Yeah, as you guys are walking around, as you're looking, Verander, give me a nature check.
Oh crap.
You're an elf and you're bad at nature. Oh, you're not even part of the stereotype.
Look at my roll. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Can I help him
No.
with some nature check?
I'm a noble elf.
So as you look around, a lot of these trees seem to be dead. Just, you're not very familiar with plants, but you'd assume a blackened tree is probably a dead tree. You pick up one of the branches and start carving on it. It seems to carve real well. It'll take you a while. What are you trying to carve out of it?
I was gonna make crossbow bolts. I'm trying to think of making something to make money, just because I have nothing.
I mean, bolts make money. You can sell crossbow bolts.
Yeah, I'll just make crossbow bolts.
Okay. Alright. Go ahead and give me 1 sec. Let me look at it. Let's say I'll call it a performance check. Best thing I can think of.
I think it'd be a dexterity check.
Okay. You managed to make 2 bolts before breaking the branch down. You waste a lot of the wood, but to be fair, this is really terrible wood as you started to look it over. Or at least that's what you're assuming, as the wood seems to be pretty brittle for you. You're carving and it's just kind of cracking off and tearing. After about an hour, you guys finally make it to the outskirts of the town. You see a few peasants. They're all look to be humans. Very pale, but mostly are all completely humans in peasant clothing. Many of them with patches on their pants, overalls, whatever you want to call it. Some of them with bent pitchforks. You see 1 to 2 maybe horses walking about, carrying rather large, what looks to be scythes that seem to dig into the ground, tilling the dirt. As you lot are kind of heading into town more and more, starting to see more houses, and there seems to be one small general store that seems to be almost falling apart, as the wood looks to be what many of you would guess to be maybe like torn up and destroyed from like a boat. There's a word I'm looking for, and I can't recall it off the top of my head here. But as you're looking about this building is falling apart. There's moss growing it, ivory all around. This roughly in disrepair. As you look at the sign, it just said driftwood. Thank you. As you look at the sign, it just says general store, but instead of being spelt correctly, it seems to be GENRAL. So it's general. And it seems to be kind of looking a little strange overall for that. The store seems to just be a coin of some sort, kind of punched onto it. Wood drift. There we go. And as you kind of look in, you see a very older gentleman in there with a very torn up, kind of scraggly beard. It looks to be missing a few teeth as he spits some sort of brown liquid into a bottle. And as one eye is almost clouded over completely, and the other seems to kind of look off to the right a little bit. Every once in a while, kind of drifts. on the store shelves, just looking out from the outside, I mean, windows are broken, what little glass there is, and you can clearly see into the room as it's about midday at this point. He has some rope, what looks to be a some sort of dead animal on the shelf that seems to be leaking some strange fluids. A couple of pitchforks pushed up against the wall, and that's pretty much it. Is there anything in particular you're looking for there, Caspian? Besides maybe the wood, the driftwood of the building.
He's like, he runs over to the dead animal. Oh, exactly what I was looking for.
Exactly. Detect magic. Oh, motherfucker. Okay.
I mean,
good.
that's fair.
Yeah. Let me pull.
I'm gonna look around for anything that seemed. Well, I'm gonna take a look around the general store as well, looking for anything that might help me tinker with things.
All right, 1 sec.
Or make potions.
There's the rope. You know the rope?
All right. Caspian, give me or someone, give me a D100 roll. I don't really care who. Caspian's gonna roll. All right, he's willing to do it. Go ahead, Caspian, roll it for it. Verander stands near the doorway, occasionally scanning outside for threats. Verander, you do notice, as everyone else is kind of looking around, or everyone's looking in the shop, most of these peasants seem to be staring at you and not in too friendly of terms, but none of them are armed, nor do they look that dangerous. Okay. With a 55, you do sense magic, in the room. There is some magic coming off of one of those, pitchforks. As you, kind of walk up, give me a minute. Okay, I've got to look something up. I hate when you ask me for the school, because I never have these things prepared. It's just from a fucking book. Let me grab that from the campaign. 1 moment. I'm very professional as a DM here. Caspian, what magic? Where is it? Exactly. Let me look at something. So I'm gonna pull
Not to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. I don't mind it at all. If I need to speak over you, I have no problem doing so when the time comes. It does not have a specific school of magic. You do recognize it does have a some sort of spell of returning though on it. Unfortunately, that's basically the DM's way of saying I can't find the exact name of the spell. Just give me a minute. Yes. And as you take a closer look, Caspian, you notice that the pitchfork is painted with a sort of iron-like paint. It's, as you kind of look around it, it's actually made of a strange crystal-like material underneath for the metal. Okay. As you walk up, and we'll get to Tilcat, we'll get to you and Bardris next, or in a minute.
No problem.
Caspian, as you walk up to the shopkeep, he kind of looks at you and goes, he kind of looks in front, over the desk, and like trying to see where you are, not really seeing you as you realize the bench is higher than you, or is taller than you. He has, who's saying that? You gotta stand up. Like, my eyes aren't as good.
I'll have my steel defender go over and lift him up.
Okay. As suddenly Caspian is now standing, or is now being picked up by the steel defender.
Gently setting him on the counter.
Okay. As you do that, the man goes, "Huh! What the hell? You're one of the short folk. You must be one of the miniature folks. Okay. You're dwarven. Got it. What can I do for you, good sir? Dwarven gold's always welcome."
Dwarven gold.
Not many of your lot like around here. Most of you stay farther north. I mean, so rare for you lot to make it through the walls. You, I assume on contracts, of course. Naturally, I imagine. As he kind of looks over at this strange brown mug and spits some sort of weird brown liquid into it. I can appreciate that.
In my 3 sessions, in my 3 D&Ds, we've already killed one town. I don't want to have to kill another. We don't.
Slaughter the town. Slaughter the town.
No, I'm not killing them all. Not
Chase out some unmentionables, huh? Those vampires, I tell you, they're a flippin' plague around here. Took over the capital, and now look what it's done to all of us. Pitchfork, yeah, that pitchfork, I got it from some strange guy. I'll tell you what, you got any rations? I'll give it to you for 2 days worth of rations.
I have 2 days of rations.
Food here has been short since the capital's fallen. A couple of people showed up with a giant iron dragon, destroyed half the city, killed the king apparently, and then left.
Oh God.
Yeah.
All right.
I know who those were.
He looks at you guys. Good. Yeah. Pitchfork's yours. Just you gotta carry it out. I'll be apologizing. I can't exactly wrap it up these days. Maybe in my younger years. I don't move much from this chair anymore. All right. Go ahead and remove 2 things of rations from your inventory, Caspian. And I will add that item later. Remind me after session to add a crystalline spear that flies back to the user's hand after being thrown. I had to use this table
it's a spear
eventually.
Returning.
Yep, it's literally just a spear of returning. If you can find a spear of returning in the equipment, feel free to add that.
It's not here.
I didn't think so. Okay. Just remind me afterwards. Alright, Tilcat. What are you looking around at? You said you were looking for stuff that would help you tinker with.
I'm looking for either scrap metal or any herbs that might be used for potion making.
I mean, he does, as you look over, he on his, what you would call, I guess, a shelf, which is looks to be some sort of strange material holding together 2 pieces of driftwood. There are some plants growing out of it. You don't recognize the plants, but, you can roll a nature check to figure out what they are.
I'll roll a nature check then.
Okay.
5.
That is a 15.
Alright, give me a moment. Let me pull that up. I actually have that. Trade goods. Assume. Oh, okay. I had that. Where did my trade good document there? Oh, there it is. It is. These look to be baby tilk trees.
Hey, my namesake's here. How much do you want for one of these?
As you look them over, they seem to be, just to give everyone kind of a description of what Tilcat is looking at. These are small little, what looks to be almost twigs with a little bit of green growing off of them. The stems seem to be a rather bright orange almost, and seem to give off a small bit of magic, but nothing to an extraordinary. It would take a really high Arcana check, in fact, to even notice that these things have magic to them. And the man goes, they're just plants growing on my shelf. You scrape them off, you can have all 3.
I will start gently working to get them off as intact as possible with some dirt.
Okay, go ahead and, let's say, give me another nature check. See how well you can pull these things off.
18!
Alright, so as you kind of begin pulling out a small pocket knife of sorts, start scraping it off the dirt a little bit, and manage to get the roots just cut at the lowest point to avoid damaging and traumatizing the plant. Taking them both, walking over to your steel defender and opening up its chest, you see that there's a little bit of dirt kept in there for emergencies as you plant them both in there, or all 3 of them in there. And they just seem to be alright. They seem to take to the dirt, from what you can tell, so.
Alright.
Okay. Anything else?
Any other scrap metal, maybe, or something I could use to possibly work on crafting things with, or? Not
really. There's no toolkits. As is, there's about 50 feet worth of rope on the shelf, and then the one other pitchfork, and then some hay laying in a corner
I'll,
that looks to have been pissed in.
You know what? I'll go for the other pitchfork.
Okay. What do you want? You want the pitchfork?
Sure.
For you, 10 silver.
I hand him a gold piece.
All right, feel free.
Just straight up. No
you
question.
can have the hay too if you want it.
No, the only thing I can see that being worth is maybe a campfire, but it might smell a little funny.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Not many restrooms around here, so you know. And so you can add a pitchfork to your inventory.
Yep.
Random items. All right. Bardros, is there anything you're looking for?
I'm watching the Chimera and I'm petting it.
Okay. It seems to have kind of calmed a bit more to you guys, to you as you've been traveling. It definitely seems like it's naturally very hesitant and scared, so you get the feeling it's not going to be doing combat anytime soon after what you put it through. Well, rather what Caspian put it through.
This Chimera's going to be my friend. I haven't done anything to this Chimera.
Okay. As you continue to pet it, it seems to coo at you a bit, but otherwise doesn't seem to be doing anything. The peasants are all still staring at you lot, by the way.
I'm gonna walk out, and I'm gonna start... You know what? I'll start doing street magic.
Oh, okay.
With Mage Hand.
Verander,
Invisible Mage Hand.
What is there anything you want to do besides watch for threats?
Out of character, to the team, anything you recommend I should do? There's nothing that can really. I don't think the shop would benefit me much.
I mean, you could try and sell your crossbow bolt. The two you made.
How many should I hold on to? I have 42 right now.
Maybe try to steal some shit. Oh yeah, that goes over well.
I mean, I'm not going to be using my crossbow too much, so you could just take it. Ask me for some of mine, if you need to.
How much is good enough for a fight? Like 20?
To a fight? What?
Well, also, your crossbow now will create ammo if you don't have any.
Oh, okay,
right.
having bolts. I mean, that's really dependent on how long the combat goes and how many monsters you're fighting. So.
Okay, let me see if I can try to sell 20. Oh. Yeah, I'll hand 20 bolts to Caspian to sell for me.
Okay. And I want to take out my sentient marijuana plant named Bud, cut off some fuller bits, and heal him while I'm waiting. Okay. The sentient plant seems to grunt a few times, and then seems to go back to sleep. Alright.
That's definitely interesting there, Caspian.
As
You'll have to let me get some samples.
As Verander hands you the 20 bolts, Caspian instructing you to go sell them for him. Go ahead and give me your pitch, as the old man's just kind of looking at you.
Get my gold piece back.
I'm curious to see what he's gonna try and do.
I can't. Well, I already know what he's gonna do, kind of.
How's he gonna rob this poor old man?
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for the magic.
As it always comes to. Gotta give him a minute, though. God,
Yeah, I know.
Now I want nachos. I'm craving nachos.
I mean, he's used detect thoughts every time so far. I wouldn't think this would be much different.
While we're waiting on him, if he's not done already, can I just do street magic to try and get everybody to calm down with minor illusion?
Alright, what are you gonna make a minor illusion of?
We'll do a minor illusion of a puppet show. Just something calm. Little puppet show.
Let me roll something real quick.
If you start a mob to attack us, I swear.
So the people kinda... Every time you say street magic, I keep thinking you're gonna put up a cardboard down and break dance. As you, begin creating a small puppet show, you see the children in the town that are just kind of look at you warily, and then give me a dex saving throw, Tilcat.
Tomato
That
wheel.
is a total of 12.
Normally, you'd expect a town this poor to throw, like, rotten vegetables at you. Unfortunately, this town doesn't specialize in vegetables. They specialize in bread, as you get a chunk of very moldy and very rancid-smelling bread that just smacks and hits you with almost like a wet slap and slides down your face.
I pick it up and I put it in the bag of holding. Thanks for your patronage.
Hold on. So they're having food problems and they have a bunch of moldy bread, right?
You don't
I
know.
also then and
Well,
start
I'm
open up.
if they're throwing moldy bread, they just have on hand. Would purified food and drink get rid of the mold?
Yeah, theoretically.
I have purified food and drink.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to hand out 5 rations and just break them down and be like, if you need some food here. I'm not a jackass.
The people kind of look at you and like push you or ignore you and walk away every time you kind of come up to them and go in their houses and slam the doors. No one takes your rations.
Oh, I tried to be nice. Oh well. I go back and I just start tinkering with a couple rocks.
Okay.
Day and night gets you nowhere in this world.
And Bar just says,
What I'm
while
working
playing
on
a
trying to make is I'm working on carving onto those stones.
Okay.
Basically, I'm making sending stones.
Okay. That's fair.
Slowly.
Oh, God. Oh.
I will be right back.
Sounds good. No worries. Normally more active of a chat, but we gotta give it a minute. I'm curious to see what Caspian's gonna try and pull here.
I can't wait.
God, now man, I got a craving for either Domino's pizza or nachos.
Shut up. Now I'm craving them too.
Well, if you ever end up in Seattle, there's a place called Laredo's, best nachos in the entire city. You can't order it on the menu. You have to go and ask for them. Oh, they're fucking delicious. So, highly recommend. But, oh, man. Yeah, I'm craving Domino's or that. Oh. Alright, so as Caspian kind of walks into the shop, looking at the, getting back up on the thing, on the table, the man kind of looks at you and goes, you got once in a lifetime offer. I do like a pretty good knick-knack. I do read people pretty well, I agree. Finer things, And he just kind of continues thinking, serpent right here. Good for poking people, and I want to get in his head. He's very drunk, is what you sense. His emotions seem to be all over the place. And he goes, what do you want for these pointy sticks? I mean,
Actually,
sure. Mm-hmm.
As they're doing this, so he's drunk, right?
Yeah, yes. Well, Caspian knows he's drunk.
Shit. Okay.
He said in the first paragraph, I'm offering this for all the money you have.
Because I wanted to sneak while they're discussing and bartering, I wanted to sneak around and see if I could steal anything.
I mean, you can. There's not much to steal as you look around. You do notice there is a door behind the man. That seems to go somewhere.
I'll try to get in there.
All right, give me a stealth check. I'm offering a super fair price of only all the money you got here. I mean, I got 1 gold piece and 2 rations. Give me a charisma check, or actually, give me a deception check.
And I rolled a 12.
Okay. As you manage to stealth, it's not really hard to hide from a man who's got one bad eye, and the other is lazy. As you kind of manage to get down and kind of crawl around the man, he doesn't really pay attention as he's very interested in the gnome. And we'll come back to you in a moment, Vrander. And then he goes, I'll give you, and he takes out a strange knife out of his pocket suddenly and cuts the gold in half almost immediately and hands it to you and goes, half a gold piece. That's the best I can do.
That's actually still good. That current.
I mean, it's still a gold piece, or half a gold piece.
Still gold, you can do something with it.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Yeah, go ahead. What you got for me? I'm ears. No eyes, but all ears. And Veranda, as you open the door, you see in the back, there is, pulling up something. Okay. As you look, you see a entire shelf of what looks to be strange-looking heads with very large fangs and jars of some sort of strange water, all lining up the shelf. From all seem to be male. All seem to be of either dwarvish or human look. And in the very back of the room, you see a pile of iron or full plate, scale mail, stuff that nobility would be proud to have. This is stuff that you'd see on typical adventurers. As it's just sitting all in the back room. As you end up in this room, shutting the door behind you, I assume, to avoid detection completely.
Right. Yeah.
And you see spears, some staves, some random statues, and stacks upon stacks of gold coins flowing out of a chest.
Jesus. Is there a window or anything?
Nope.
Is there only one entrance?
Yeah, and this, as you notice, this room is instead of having the driftwood on the outside, which from when you came into the town, you were able to see the entire back of the building was driftwood. This room is made of some sort of strange blackened rock. That seems to be pretty tough and well designed, as there's carvings in it of different creations and such. Yes.
I'm aware that Tilcat has a building since he was messing with it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Can I sneak him in here? Can I help him?
You can try, yeah, you can definitely go. So as you're gonna have to make us another stealth check to go back out and avoid detection.
Before that, I stuff as many gold coins into my pack as much as possible.
All right. As you start pushing into your bag, you manage to get over 600 gold pieces into one bag. It's heavy, but you're able to carry it. All right. So, and as Caspian continues, create a whole rotisserie goat, this tasty ass goat, and the sticks for that knife. It's just a knife that heats metal. You know, if you really want it, I bought it off of a merchant a while back. You know, I'll tell you what. You know that beast you had out front? I'll give you the knife for that beast. I've always been wanting one of them things. And he spits again into a jar. All right, Vrander, give me what'd you get for your stealth check?
Do a stealth check. 1 sec.
No worries.
Ooh, crit.
Okay, you
23.
just start value on the pile of the stuff. Okay. All right.
Shit, I did sleight of hand. My bad. Not
I was gonna
stealth.
say, there you go.
It's also a +3 though.
I'll keep it.
It's
That's fine.
Okay.
As you manage to stealth back out, you manage to get out, and the old man kind of looks your direction and goes, pretty folk around here, and goes back to talking to Caspian. Anything else with magic within 30 feet of me? The knife, yeah, you recognize the knife has heat metal on it as a spell. It seems to be carved into the handle of it. You don't sense any other magic, but you do notice that the door behind him seems to be giving off a dispel magic spell. That's about it. And seems to cause your ability not to go past it. As you cast distort value, the man goes, I'll tell you, all right, I'll give you the gold piece for the pile. That's fine. As he pulls the gold piece over and hands it to you, the other half, and goes, I'll take your rotisserie goat, and I'll take the sticks.
Can I pause real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Can I like go up to Caspian and just whisper to him in a way that the man can't notice, like keep him occupied longer?
Give me a minute. Go ahead. I mean, with your stealth check and his perception, wow, that's a natural 1 with a -1. Yeah, you managed to walk up. He doesn't even see you, in fact, as you just walk up perfectly fine up to Caspian and whisper that to him.
And to verify, if he's occupied, does that give him disadvantage when we're doing our sneaky shit?
Yeah, it does. But he didn't need disadvantage at that point. You roll a 0, you can't get worse than that, unfortunately. So yeah, he goes, I like my knife. My knife, no, I'm not willing to trade. I'll give you the gold piece for the goat and the sticks. I can skewer something with those sticks. There's a gal down the street I've been trying to skewer for a while. Maybe she'll like the sticks. I kind of start to speak louder and slowly move over to the side to face away from the door. Ah. Earlier contained. Keep him talking. I'll show you later why I keep his attention.
You know, don't forget, Gaspian, if you really want to, I have the book. You can handle this through rock, paper, scissors.
That's just mean to do to a blind guy, a near blind guy.
I want him to end it quick, you know what I mean?
Alright, what's your deal, Caspian? I want to hear this. Alright, young man, what's your deal? You stout folk always have something up your sleeve. What you got for me? Alright, Verander, roll another stealth check, and Tilcat, roll stealth with advantage. Let's see what.
Fuck me.
Ouch. Tilcat, are you there or are you away?
I'm here. I'm just getting to my character sheet. I had to step out for something, so give me 1 second.
No worries.
Look, as long as Tilcat gets in there, it's okay. Verander doesn't need to get back in there. We just need him to make it.
100% true.
Okay, so this is an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So there's first roll, which is an 11,
Okay.
and there's the second roll, which is a 15.
Okay.
Alright.
As Verander, as you're kind of walking around, and as
I mean, that's fair. We'll get it really out of the way.
the man kind of looks at Cassian. You know what? Sure, fine, why not? Alright, I got nothing else going on. He points to the elf that he clearly sees trying to sneak around him and goes, you, take care of the shop, I'll be right back. I'll pay you a silver piece, and he kind of walks off. As he picks up his cane, which has you notice a skull for a handle, like an actual, what looks to be some sort of humanoid skull, and a fine orange wood, very well lacquered and very well designed, as it's polished almost to perfection, as it gleams as he kind of gets up and starts walking, following Caspian out of the store, and says, he points down the street, and they start walking very slowly as Barges just sees this old-ass man walking at a very slow pace.
I closed the door.
Okay.
And are there windows into this store?
Yes, there are, but most of them are broken and shattered.
So
I could lay the chimera in front of the store. If you really don't want anyone to see.
Yeah, perfect. Exactly. Yeah.
All
right.
Block vision in while Tilcat and I go in.
Okay, as Bargers kind of brings the Chimera a little bit more forward, the Chimera, knowing full well it doesn't want to be cut and beaten and prevented from sleeping again, it follows the orders and follows Bargers willingly, laying down right in front of it, blocking the full view of the place as people continue to stare at Bargers warily, as Caspian also continues to head down the street. I'm
gonna wave hat with people.
Okay, as you do, no one seems to wave back, and a few women just kind of scuff and slam their doors shut. Verander and Tilcat, as you go in to open the door, reopening it, it just seems to lead into a back room, and seems to be the driftwood room. It's just like you smell something rotting. You see a couple bottles of booze here and there that seem to be having fallen over, and the other one being half filled. And that's about it. There's nothing back there.
Only while he's in the shop.
Okay.
I'm taking all the booze.
As Tilcat goes to pick up one of the bottles of booze, that's just a brown bottle with 3 X's on it, on a straight that's wrapped around it. Tilcat, as you grab it, you suddenly, Verander, all you see is Tilcat vanishes.
Oh.
And disappears. And suddenly, Tilcat, you find yourself standing in a room with a bunch of heads of male figures, being human and dwarvish, in jars with this weird, clear, almost bluish liquid. And a bunch of random items just strewn about the room. You also notice there's a very clear dent in the pile of gold that is seemed to be gone.
Oh, so I'm in the same room that he was in.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, I am taking damn near everything that I can fit into the bag of holding.
All right, it's gonna take you a good 10 to 15 minutes to get everything,
Including the heads and jars.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. I was about to say, dude.
Just know, if you have a dwarf head in a jar, I might punch you.
It's gonna take you almost a half an hour to get all of that stuff. So as Tilcat begins doing that.
Start with the most valuable.
I will be using Mage Hand to help me pick up items as well to get it done faster.
Okay. Verander, so you are now in this room alone. There's no one around, and the booze bottle seemed to have dropped back to the ground and goes back to the same place without shattering.
I even before you mentioned that though, I did suspect it would have teleported to it. So
I mean, yeah, he vanished, so yeah, that's a pretty safe assumption, knowing magic well enough.
But at the same time, so Render kind of looks around, uncertain, kind of surmises that, but doesn't want to risk anything. So keeps the door open, exits, and tells Bardris about what happened. But now is just more vigilant, watching, waiting for his return.
Okay. Alright, so as you kind of wait and watch, you see a couple of kids kind of run by the building, passing the Chimera, not really even paying attention to you a lot. We're going to come back to you in a moment. As Caspian kind of continues down the street with the old man, kind of chatting with him a bit, asking him about this woman. He's doing what he's got to do. As the two continue down the street.
Oh, actually, you know what? Screw it. Can I also just start putting stuff in the store in my bag?
Mm-hmm. So you get a 50-foot rope and a thing of hay that smells like urine.
Sweet.
You stole a toilet and some rope.
All right. As you see, Bardris, you just kind of see as Caspian and the old man seem to make it down to what looks to be an abandoned house, but to be fair, most of these houses are run down, and seem to go knocking and then head in as an arm opens the door. I'm gonna message Caspian what he sees. And as they disappear down a side room, or into the building, vanishing. After a while, Tilcat finally reappears as the door suddenly opens. Verander, you see behind him that the room opens, and it's still that same room of where the alcohol and driftwood destroyed area was. As he walks out with his bag of holding in hand, no gear on him personally, but he has a bunch of stuff now in his bag of holding. I will add that later, Tilcat, to what you found.
Okay. I won't let you forget either.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better not.
I'm pretty sure this bag of holding's entirely full, so I'm gonna get to work on making another one. It's probably gonna take me longer since I can't use an infusion for it, though.
Wait, they have limits?
So an artificer's creation of one can be up to the DM on how effective it is. So I will have. That's why I had him roll an Arcana check to see how well designed this thing was. Given he is a young and new artificer, it was less likely to be perfected. In vanilla, there is a limit. You can only make you can use it once per day, or one infusion per day. At his level, I believe, and you can also only. Oh, you have 2. Okay, so 2 infusions per day, and technically, as long as he has that bag of holding, one of his infusion slots is filled, so he cannot remove that.
And the other one is taken up by your bow.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, theoretically, he can't stop. That means he won't get another infusion until he deactivates one of them. That's one of the limits to replications. Kind of about what they have to do. What's the limit on the bag can hold?
The vanilla limit's 500 pounds, and it's 4 feet deep and 2 feet wide.
Yep. In his case, he doesn't. In this case, Tilcat does not know. But as Tilcat comes out, after about an hour, the old man comes back with a wry smile on his face. Seems to be generally happy as you see Caspian kind of walking back as a gnome and just generally talking to the old man. The old man kind of comes in and sort of looks at you in your general direction, Verander, and goes, "Any business, boy, girl, elf?"
I just say that a child came in here and stole his rope.
Stole my rope? I'll get it back later. This pry little Jimmy, a little bastard, comes in here to try and steal my booze all the time.
Sorry about that. I'm just, I'm not very quick, you see, and I just pretend to limp around.
You elves, you're known for being rather wimpy. I hear you even got conquered by some, zombie people, I don't know, some undead creatures with heads of birds, I don't know, weird. And he has to sit back into his chair and starts rocking back and forth again. Something smells weird. Did you touch my booze in the back room?
And I say, he's like, no, I just use your hay.
Ah.
And I ask him, have you never smelled elf urine?
Can't say that I would. To be honest, you lot don't come around these parts much. Different continent and all.
That's why.
Sure, Yeah, that's it.
I'm getting told on the Chimera. I'm ready to leave.
Alright.
Whatever that is.
Well, you lot can leave. I appreciate the help. You have a good day.
About that knife.
How about that knife?
He smiles and goes, "Yeah, I got you." And he hands you a knife from his pocket. Enjoy. Have a good day. And he goes back to sitting in his chair and rocking. And as you...
Tilcat's gonna wait outside and be carried away by a steel defender.
Okay.
Oh, I wanted to lift you up on the Chimera. Do you not want up? Okay.
I'll ride my steel defender, thank you.
As Caspian blows him a kiss and leaves. Alright, as you kind of head out and mount up, only a joint whistling as I go. As you guys head out, you see a young man, about 6'4", wearing nothing but what looks to be a tunic, a really patchy tunic, about brown ruffled hair, very pale skinned, looks kind of very tired and overall worn out, but rather large muscles. This looks like a man who could probably be a town guard very easily for the amount of strength he's probably got to him. Kind of starts walking up to you guys as you're mounting up and goes, "Hey, my name's Jimmy," and clearly he's about 25. There's nothing little about this man. And he goes, "Did you lot just?" He ignores Caspian and goes, "Did you lot just meet the old fella in there? The shopkeep?" He looks a little wary now, kind of watching you guys.
It's like, and I turned to him, yeah, we were trying to get provisions for our trip, but he kept talking to us about long old stories. At the end, we didn't get much from him at all.
Huh.
I did some work for him, though. I took a tree off his shelf.
You lot should be careful with that man. He has a very unique life. Hope you didn't steal anything. I'd be a little worried about that.
Why is that?
As long as if you didn't, you should be fine. You kind of like, I gotta get some sleep anyways. I'm done with my day's chores. I gotta get some work done. So, you lot have a good day. And
have a good day too, Jimmy. Don't forget to return his rope.
Whatever. And he ignores Caspian as well, not even pondering his comment, and heads off. Okay.
I'm gonna look at the other side. That seems reason enough to get out of here.
As Caspian looks over at Verander.
Elf stuff.
I just realized. Wait, what's Caspian again? He's
a gnome currently.
He's a little gnome right now.
Oh, yeah, I pat him on the head. What do you got, big fella? Oh, yeah. That's right.
Not again.
I turned to him, no, I don't want to travel to Winterfell.
Fair. Fair. Oh, no.
Give me a minute. I take out the bloof blade. Oh, gods.
Bloof blade.
Wait, he has
a custom
the
item.
Blade? Wait.
I stopped their fighting and I whispered to Caspian, I got everything from his back room.
Okay, well, we're out of here.
Let's leave.
But
I'm
I
gonna
turn
get
to
the kind of start walking.
But I
back
turn-
before leaving.
I turn to the others. We need to inspect that gear incredibly carefully. There may be curses on it or some other.
I'll cast
magic.
Identify on it when we have time.
The dagger I got is a lot better for me. Alright, so Verander, I'll add a blue blade to your inventory if you're interested.
He's had a legendary short sword this whole time.
Wait. Do you guys need a blue blade though? Because I primarily just do the.
No, I need a strength-based weapons, and the blue blade is dexterity-based.
We also just got a bunch of good armor too.
You know, that's
okay.
blue blade's a short sword. I need long swords. So
Then I'll nod to Caspian and just say
I mean,
I'd be much
it's
appreciated.
a legendary backup weapon, so why not?
Alright. You can add a blue blade to your inventory, Verander, and Caspian, you can take it away. Alright. As you lot begin to head out of town, heading off in the distance towards the keep of Kelbridge. It's going to take you guys about a day's journey. Is there anything in the meantime any of you would like to do with that day?
I'm gonna be tinkering with some leather scraps to try and make an extra pouch
Okay.
that I may later be able to make into a bag of holding when I figure out the enchantment better.
Okay. Bardress?
No, because that only works on creatures. Never mind. I was gonna divine sense the gear he got, but that's only on creatures.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And plus, it's all in a bag of holding right now.
That's fair. Okay, Verander, is there anything you want to do with your
I will,
day?
however,
Oh,
have
go ahead.
vanity. I want grave armor up at all times.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Alright, Verander?
You said this is a rest we're doing?
You're going to be traveling for about a day, yeah.
Oh, for a day. I mean, I would like whittle something, wood carving, but I mean, if I make one freaking this is less than a gold worth, so it's not even worth it. I feel. So
Okay.
I think I'll just be super vigilant the whole time. It's kind of Veranda is just always paranoid.
You could try making wood figurines.
Sure.
Yeah, we are going to a much nicer town next, so artsy stuff might sell a little better.
Oh, okay. I'll make some art figurines then.
Okay, give me a performance check.
And what kind of figurines are you making? What are they modeled after?
They're modeled after Caspian.
Oh,
You got-
alright.
10.
You managed to get Caspian's general physique. It's really hard to get the muscle detail on him. I mean, carving that into such a small piece of wood is not going to be easy. On a good piece of wood, you're dealing with mostly dead branches that have long since been destroyed and sucked of life. But, you managed to get about 3 figurines of him designed and made up. Each looking pretty closely to him with his shirt on. Pretty much, yeah.
On those figurines on the bottom, I'm gonna look and be like, "Hey, I could carve a fake charm of luck. How's that sound?"
You have made the world's first garden gnome. There it is.
That is going in the book. Alright.
Wait. I have a better one. Give me a.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. I'll paste it later.
Okay. As you guys continue on, you said you're gonna be ever vigilant. Oh god. Oh no.
No, get it away from me. No.
Verander, give me a perception check. Since you're being extremely vigilant. I'm just curious.
15.
You notice you are being followed by something, but even though there's plains, this is almost completely open fields of grass all along the roads. It's rather short grass. You don't see anything, but you sense something's following you from a long distance at this point.
I warn the group. I sense a presence following us. I can't quite visibly detect it though.
If you think it gets closer, tell me. I can try to pinpoint it, but it needs to be pretty close.
How close?
60 feet?
This seems to be beyond that.
Even then, if it's not a certain kind of creature, it won't work.
I'm going to, while they're talking about this, make a minor illusion of something walking off in another direction to see if it follows us.
Okay.
Moving it along at 30, moving it along
Okay.
about 5 feet away from us as we go, going off in a diagonal until it hits the limit of 30 feet.
Okay. As you guys continue, about another couple hours pass. You're getting closer. You can hear the bustling of the city off in the distance. You still feel that, or Veranda, you still sense that something's following, and it still seems to be following in your general direction, but it's still far out there as you can't seem to spot it, scanning the horizon. But it seems to continue on the same direction as you lot.
Is there any reason we're not stopping to examine that gear?
I'm going to have you guys do that once you get to the town.
Okay.
Most players in the world that are in the campaigns I run never want to stop and investigate their gear in the open. For some reason, they think that I'm going to throw something at them.
That leads to getting eaten by giant worms.
No, hold on. To be fair, if it's cursed, I'd rather do it here than in a town.
That's my thought too.
You can roll. You are more than welcome to investigate.
Tilk is not letting anyone open that bag. He's going to simply stare at them and be like, "Open that at your own peril."
What if we did it at the outskirts of the town? I don't want to do it in the middle.
Not doing it in town, fine. Doing it close to town, better, safer.
Yeah. I mean, like, very, very close, but just not directly. How about that?
All right. We'll get within sight of the city at least before we.
So, as you lot continue on your movement, heading down the road, it's turning more from a dirt road to cobblestones actually laid down. About 3 more hours, and you're about an hour from the city. You can definitely start to see merchants a little farther up. The fields are becoming more farmed, and you see every once in a while a couple peasant houses here and there. You're getting within range of the city. Again, that creature, or whatever it is, seems to still be following you in general, but doesn't seem to have gotten any closer than it has been, so.
We'll stop here and... But is there like an empty shack?
As you look about, there's a few peasant shacks that look to be long been abandoned.
We'll go in one of those and examine the gear.
Okay. Give me a moment.
I'll stand.
I'm gonna stay outside of the Chimera and look out.
Okay, so both the Chimera and Veranda stand outside. Give me a moment.
And Barge is on top of the Chimera. Hooray.
Okay. One moment to pull it up.
The gnomes go inside, and I'm going to do the identify ritual as well on the stuff.
I mean, you two are the true casters in the party, so I mean, you two handle it.
Okay, give me a moment. I'm just pulling up something information-wise. Okay, so the first thing, that the armor that you grabbed, it turns out to be a, sort of turtle, it's made of some sort of tortoise shell. It looks to have once, been probably part of a living creature, but now has been, created into taking 2 of them, 2 very bright green shells, and kind of setting them up. You're not sure how, as it looks to be like these 2 leather straps have been welded together onto the turtle shells, and seem to have created a almost turtle-like shell vest. It is considered a plate, and as you smell the leather, it also seems to smell of almost like intestines. Real quick, the Tilcat Bard Casp. Can I get your race? Okay, that's for those guys. So you find a turtle shell vest. In that, as far as the armor goes. For the wand, the staff you guys found. Give me a moment. You find a staff of flowers. It's very simple, easy to get. The wand you grabbed seems to be a wand of smiles. And I hope one of you is writing this down, because I'm not going to keep track of it.
I'm adding the things to my inventory as we speak.
Okay.
So, Staff of Flowers, Wand of Smiles, and Turtle.
Yeah, turtle vest. You find a ring that you recognize as Stonky's ring.
Stonkies?
Yeah, that's what it seems to say underneath or inside the ring, carved into it. I know that's a homebrew item, but I like that name. And then lastly, you managed to find, besides about 400 more gold pieces, and about 3 gold bars.
I'm keeping the gold bars in the bag.
You find a small carving of a wood cabin, It's a very tiny creation, like almost pendant-like item that seems to be of a very cozy-looking log cabin. That's one wondrous wood cabin. And
Captain Carr's wondrous wood cabin added.
Yep. And lastly, you find a coin.
Which one is it? Hold on.
And it just has a heads and tails on it. Given your magic, it's called a coin of decisionary.
This is an item I've wanted for so long. I love this item.
And that's what you get from the gear.
I'm gonna pay Caspian 200 gold right off the bat.
Okay. With the 400.
Yep. And say, that's your share for distracting the guy.
Okay. Alright, and what's a gold bar's value? A gold bar's value is about 100 gold pieces.
Oh, okay. So we got, what? It was 400 plus 2 gold bars, you said?
3 gold bars.
3 gold bars, and then you had 600 gold.
1,300. Okay.
I will also mention there is one last item that you finally pull out. As I just found it on the list. Give me a minute to grab it. Give me a moment. Where? Because I have it listed on it. Oh. So you find a potion of heroism at the very bottom.
Okay, I put that back in the bag as well.
Okay. All right. So that's what you managed to grab from those items. You lot may divvy that up as you like.
How many heads did I manage to fit in the bag, by the way?
Only 3. Unfortunately, there were almost 12 heads in there. You could only get about 3 of them in. What looked to be a very young dwarf, as the beard was very small, an older male human, and the head of a woman with bright red hair and almost gold-like eyes.
Wait, no. Do not. DM, please.
I leave them in the bag.
Okay.
And simply smile and say, okay, let's give the others their share and get into the city.
If
I'll
that's the
probably
head-
trust you, Caspian, to pawn these items off.
DM,
I
if
put
that's
some of the items back in the bag, like the turtle shell vest.
Okay.
What is a turtle shell vest?
It's a heavy,
It is
it's
plate
heavy
armor.
plate armor. Yeah.
armor.
I mean, I
I'm
am
not-
a fighter.
If
I'm
you
not-
want it, you can. I'll pop out and tell you guys what we got.
I refuse to wear it. I don't want to smell like turtle intestines.
I'm only worried that it's cursed.
I can confirm that with the identify that it was not cursed.
I mean, it's a rare armor. It is a rare. I don't know,
It's
an
uncommon.
It's an
Let me-
uncommon plate, so.
Was that the only other armor that was there?
Yeah.
Or the
Yep.
only armor?
Mm-hmm.
Let me just look up its values. And
Mhm.
yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to hold you guys
No,
back.
you're good. I was typing something anyways. So yeah.
I go out there and I do inform them of what we found and see if they want anything of the spoils.
Okay.
The coin, if you would.
Take it, my friend.
Awesome. Another meme item that actually was useful eventually.
Turtle shell vest?
Mm-hmm. It's a homebrew item of mine.
Oh.
Yes, that comes from a situation where there is a race that kills turtles specifically, hunts turtles, and takes their shells for armor.
I will equip Stonky's ring.
Okay.
Caspian wants Donkey's ring, that's what he just said. Caspian wants it as well.
So it has 18 AC. But
I'll give him Stonky's ring then.
No disadvantage at stealth. That's correct.
Oh, so that's pretty great.
Yeah, because it's a shell. Unlike, say, like
Take the ring,
plate, which is
Caspian.
iron grating on iron, you're literally just wearing basically what is a bullet vest of turtle shell.
I'm keeping the wood cabin.
I mean, that's fair. It doesn't really matter who carries it, it's for all of us. So, I mean,
That's true.
Oh, shit.
Wanda
I think
smiles.
I'll be over.
I
it
want
for-
the Wanda scowls, I
Mhm.
really do.
Definitely.
Okay. So as you lot have start to divvy up your goods, it looks Verander still with that original perception check. It seems that the creature has not come any closer. It seems to have just stopped as well.
Also, DM, I swear, if that's one of the queen's daughter's heads, I
No.
swear. I was about to say, because the glowing gold eyes, and I was like, oh no.
No,
please.
no.
No, I know. I think I know who said it might be because she said it was. He said it was human.
See, I thought it was one because he mentioned in the other session that like multiple died, but we only had the one head with Gaul. So I was like, I don't know where the other ones are. I was really worried. I'm gonna flip my coin of decision ring. Let's see what it gets.
As Verander just tosses 10 torches onto the ground. Thankfully unlit, I assume, unless... And
Oh, sorry. I mean, I asked Tilcat to store 2 50-feet pieces of rope for me.
Okay.
That way, I should have room for the armor. If he's willing to give it to me.
Fair. Alright. Tilcat, do you take the 2 50-foot ropes? I think Tilcat's walked away for a moment.
So DM, question about upgrading magic items.
Oh, yes, I do, and he can take the turtle shell vest.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Bargers.
Do they rank up faster the more you use them?
You don't know.
Or I would assume they would. I'm just gonna keep flipping the coin. I want it to get to rank 2.
Okay.
It's not even until rank 3.
Alright. So, as you guys have now managed to kind of divvy up your gear, the loot you gained from that, kind of still standing outside the city, are you guys going to continue heading towards the city and then passing through it?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
That was the original plan.
Alright. As you lot head into the city, okay, you're going to give Tilcat your rations, got it. As you lot head to the city, getting closer and closer, you see a couple of the guards kind of act a little wary of you, given you're riding a chimera.
I'm gonna pet it so that it's tamed.
People still seem a little concerned overall. But as far as it goes, so as you're kind of sitting there, kind of doing what you're doing, so okay, you'll keep 2. Got it. You managed to, sorry, very distracted, someone was PMing me something. Kind of getting up to the gate, without much issue. I mean, the guards seem to watch you guys. A guard captain of, again, very pale skin, looking very tired and exhausted from the day, wearing what looks to be some sort of strange black cloth across his face for the most part. Just so that you can see his eyes, but you can't see the rest of him. You can only see spots of his skin through his armor. Kind of walks up to you a lot. He's about 5'6", a little on the heavier side, but not too bulky, as he still fits into a scale mail. Carrying a traditional, normal short sword, and just kind of walks up to you and says, Sir, and he kind of looks at Bargers, seeing him riding the carriage, and goes, Sir, you cannot bring this creature into our city. You need to go around. There's you can avoid the city altogether. There's a gatehouse on the side. It'll let you through the walls if you're traveling to some other land, but you can't bring this creature into the castle or the rest of the city. That's dangerous, sir. We can't have chimeras walking around.
I won't walk it through, but can I get someone to watch it if I get it to the other side? I do want to enter town for a little bit.
Sir, we do not allow chimeras anywhere near the city. The fact that you weren't killed on the spot is us being kind. Please move along.
I'll walk him around.
Unless you lot have the proper immigration papers, we will not be allowing this.
What are the proper immigration papers for a chimera?
Well, we've got a B of paragraph 3 of section 16, subsection 4. There's a full listing of what you need to fill out for a chimera, pet, or mount.
Do you have that paperwork on you?
I do not. You have to request that in the city at our local guard station. The guard there will be more than happy to make you wait for 5 hours.
Can they
and
wait
then give you the paperwork.
Can they wait here while I go fill that out for them?
Sir, you are one of the stout folk, am I correct?
I am a gnome, yes.
Do you have any of the proper paperwork to travel through these lands?
I was a
Sir,
merchant,
we
so
have
technically wouldn't I?
subsection of W of the section of W of subsection 4 in the chapter 16. You need to fill out this proper paperwork, otherwise we do not allow the stout folk to enter our cities, even as merchants. If you are a merchant, you also need a trading license as required.
I barge forward. What are you doing with my servant? I brought him here. He's with me.
Good sir, elves are not recognized as nobility in these lands. You have no power here. Please keep quiet and stand off to the side. Your species are considered a slave and subset species.
I create a stack of paper taller than me. Okay, Caspi.
And pull it out. Excuse me, young man, you want a paper? Yes, sir. I will take this. You will wait here until I am done reading through it. And he will grab the paperwork and he will start to read everything.
We're gonna be here all day.
I slip the Chimera a bit of dried meat.
I am Caspian McBride Esquire.
I do not recognize your house, sir. So you will have to wait outside the city until I am able to finish through reading through your paperwork. Otherwise,
Alright, do you mind if we pitch a tent here then?
I do, as you do not have the proper paperwork here to pitch a tent within 50 feet of the city.
I produce the paperwork.
Go pitch it 51 feet away. Go.
Sir, 51 feet, you'll need these forms. Allow me to get these for you. I have these ones. And I don't
I'll
recognize-
take those and I will fill them out really quickly.
He looks-
Really quickly, but carefully.
Wait, Caspian, are you still in your gnome form?
Yeah, wait, are you a gnome or did you switch?
Because that'll depend on how your argument goes over. And
That
yes, there is an immigration officer somewhere out in the world that is now a lich because someone decided to trap him and he knew magic.
Wait, we were gonna free him and then I slammed the door shut because I wanted to leave him there.
No, I look like... Oh, okay. He goes, Sir, we do not recognize your sort here. Undead are not allowed in these cities. It is easily recognizable by the smell of you. You must... I require you to go around the city. No, I do not take my orders from you. You may continue on.
I hand back the filled out paperwork for setting up the tent. 51 feet away.
Sir, you've misfiled this. You need this subsection here. You gotta get two approvals from local diplomats.
Can I roll an intelligence check just to fill out the paperwork quickly and efficiently?
Sir, you need a recommendation from 2 recognized diplomats within the Nordic kingdoms. So unless you have these, you must continue around the city.
I think you mean the long dead kingdoms, because from what we heard, that place is dead.
Sir, we do not recognize the death of any kings in our territories, and that is anti-patriotism. We will ask you to go around the city now. There is no question. You must leave or you will be arrested.
I'd like to pull an item out of the belt pouch.
You pull out a small rat's tail.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Into the
Give me
possession.
one more order after I have so kindly given you all of our paper. I'll have to write. Be hanged by your spirit, not till dead, just enough to give you a king. Sir, I'm sorry, but this is how this works, and your paperwork, as he's flipping through it, is not correct. This is very obviously a minor illusion spell of some sort. I apologize, but you will have to go around the city, and otherwise you will be held in contempt until you can be judged by a local noble at their latest request. And I do not recommend this, as you have an elf traveling with you.
Can I try to bribe him?
Sir, we do not take bribes here. I get paid too well to be bothered by your simple gold pieces.
I'm just curious, how much do you get?
I pull out a gold bar. Really?
Sir,
yeah, no.
I make over 100 gold pieces a month by serving at this gate and keeping riffraff like you lot out of it.
This is worth 100 gold pieces.
That's congratulations. I am not willing to give up what is tomorrow's paycheck for a single payment. You will continue around the city, or else we will have to hold you in contempt and we will have to cut down your poor beast, as the poor thing already looks like it needs to be put out of existence.
This little guy's so friendly.
Sir, you must
we go
continue around the city, as he points with his sword now, or I will have to call the rest of the guard.
Wait. Can I wave the wand of smiles at him? I can. It doesn't require. I'm waving the wand of smiles at him. as we walk away.
No, it does not have disadvantage.
I'm gonna be like, okay, let's walk away. I pull out the wand of smiles and start fiddling with it and wave it at him as we walk away. I need a charisma saving throw from him.
Okay.
Please work.
That is a 16.
He passes.
And he goes, "Sir, I do not appreciate you casting magic on me. Continue
I don't know what
on
this
your
wand
way.
does.
Otherwise, I will be forced to hold you in contempt for trying to not only bribe an officer, but trying to force smilage, which is a very specific law that only comes up once in a while. Continue on your way. Good day."
Wait. You actually have a law for that?
Good
Can you
day.
Hold on.
And he turns and walks off.
I'm going to talk to
Wait.
Toad. Well, according to RPS Rulebook Volume 37.
Sir,
Wait, you know these laws?
sir, that does not account in these lands. The local lord does not recognize it. Yes, Verender, what's up?
Oh no, never mind.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh, did he give us the paperwork?
he did. He gave you the paperwork to pitch a tent within 51 feet of the city.
Oh.
Did you pitch the tent?
I move 51 feet away from the city and plop down the cabin.
We'll pitch his tent.
Oh, God damn it. Okay, as you guys start heading out towards 51 feet from the city, do you settle on the street or do you settle off the road?
I move it just off the road, like we're just settling there.
Okay, as
Like
you pop up,
we're gonna live there.
are you popping up the cabin or are you putting down tents?
Cabin.
Keep in mind, that's probably different paperwork.
He comes walking. You see him come marching up the road with a group of guards and goes, Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to fill out other paper. We do not allow cabins anywhere near the city without full requirement of the Lord to accept this. You need to fill out this paperwork and triple this piece of paperwork. I'm sorry, sir, but you will need to get another Lord to not only acknowledge you and recognize you as citizens, but also have this full merchant requirement. Continue on your way.
I shrink down the cabin and look. I look as sad. I look like my heart's broken.
Sir, I do not care if you are sad. There are many people who are hungry and starving, and there are vampires all around our lands. Continue on your way.
Wait, can we just try another gate?
You could head to a different city.
we can see who else would talk to him.
Oh no, I just want
Yo,
a different
ask
entrance.
for his manager. Wait, Caspian, ask for his manager.
Yes,
Yo.
get the manager.
Go Karen mode, dude.
Oh, God. Don't encourage that.
Wait, does he have alter self? Because he can make himself have the Karen hair, and then ask.
No, he can transform at will.
Oh, he's.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no,
Get a minor illusion
he's a
himself with the Karen hairdo.
He's a doppelganger, so he's a failed changeling is what we call it.
He's been shifting forms this entire game so
Yep.
far. He keeps changing. He was a dragonborn initially.
The guard captain just starts, Sir, I will now have to escort you lot to the gate on the side of the city and out of our lands as a requirement, as you have now broken too many regulations, and you are causing my job to be more difficult than it needs to be, which is, funny enough, a law that we require you now to be escorted for. Now, you will follow me if it pleases you, and if it doesn't, continue. And
I'm
he
going to
says,
speak into the whisper jar. I've learned that these lands are highly strict and unfair. I'll keep this in mind for future research, and I'll continue. And I'll put it
Good
away.
sir, do not insult our lands. That is paperwork I have to file on you now.
Speak to your manager.
No, you cannot, for I am the manager. The only thing above me is the local lord, and he will not be seeing some common stout folk.
You just said earlier that we would speak to him.
Sir,
Yeah, you said we
will-
needed to speak to him to
you
do
will
stuff, so we
no,
kind of have to speak
sir,
to him, get him out
sir,
here.
I said that you needed to get other lords or other diplomats to recommend you for this paperwork to be valid. Otherwise, without their seal of approval, I cannot let you in the city. Now, we will continue on our way. Now, if you please.
I want to write in my notebook that is the champion of Pyrus Spark on it that, okay, recommended, champion of the Pyrus, do not come here. They will not let you do anything.
Sir, you cannot write false statements about our kingdom and while you are in these lands that takes other paperwork.
Legally, it's not false. You don't allow dwarves in these lands.
We are fully legally allowing the stout folk in these lands. However, as a requirement, you must fill out the dwarven acknowledgement of 25 that allows you to walk through these lands unabated.
But how are we supposed to get that paperwork if it's not available in our own lands?
That is not my problem, good sir. You should have gotten it on the entry into the country. If you did not,
that is your problem, sir.
If you did not request these paperwork on the entry into the city, this is no longer my fault. You need to continue.
You told me that we weren't allowed to have it.
This is not the entry. You are coming out of the city or out of the territories.
Wait. Can't we have him escort us out?
He is escorting you out.
But then the rest of us, we just split up and run.
You could try that.
Everyone scatter.
I'll follow him with the Chimera. You guys do what you gotta do.
I'm gonna slip away.
Good sir. That is now a finable thing. I will be charging you 10 gold for every foot you run.
I crouch in a bush, and I'm like, what? I have to poop.
Good sir, you are not allowed to do that without filing this paperwork. I have this in section P of overall chapter 23, subsection 24 of the...
I run...
Well, then hand it here. I need something to wipe my arse with.
I run 50 feet the other way and then squat too.
I'm just walking the camera around the town at this point.
You see him pull out a small little ball, crystal ball, and goes and starts talking and says, "Sir, we have a W2 situation, subsection 23, alarm rate 4." And suddenly you see 3 wizards appear out of nowhere from a teleport spell. And you just look at them, they all look very annoyed and exhausted. And immediately, as soon as they see you lot, they just kind of shake their heads, and one of them starts speaking to the guard in bureaucracy, asking what's going on. And immediately after they settle, you see the wizards begin to ritual cast teleport, and
I book it to catch up with the Chimera.
Okay.
Yeah, I just run.
As you run towards the Chimera, Aranda, are you running towards the Chimera, or are you just running in general away?
I'm leaving. I'm going around the town as I was asked.
Because I'm like 50 feet away from them, so I'm just trying to run away out of range.
The guards are going to start chasing you.
I go catch up with Chimera and continue to walk around. I finished my poop.
Oh, then I'll walk fast.
The guards continue to chase you.
Oh.
Sir, we need you to come back here, sir. You need to stay with your party as requirement of this subset of law of 22. This is a problem. Come here. Eventually,
I'll run a
Caspian
loop and rejoin them. But it makes the guard chase me the whole time.
As the guard gets back, you can see he's out of shit. He's breathing heavily. He's like, "God damn it, you bastard. I don't deserve this." And eventually, the wizard's spell seems to cast, even though you guys have walked past it, and you immediately find yourselves on the outside of the side gate, on the opposite side of it from where you were. You are now outside of the country, and you see the guard captain standing there with you, and he goes, "Good day." And he walks back in.
Hold up. I have one.
No, good day.
Wait,
this is
do
not
you have
my
a customer
jurisdiction.
Service form?
This is not my jurisdiction, sir.
I was
going to
fill out a form of your excellent customer service.
Sir, I do not trust you, and nor do I know you, and I do not have those forms on me. You have a good day.
Wait. Why was I teleported? I was doing what I was asked.
It was a get you moving quicker, as you lot were being a distraction and causing a problem. Therefore, we had to go up to alarm rate 4.
How was me having to take a poop causing a problem?
Good day, sir. And he walks off.
Is he alone right now? Oh, never mind.
No, there's guards on the wall watching you. They don't look very interested in you, but they are watching.
I give a friendly wave up to them.
2 of them seem to wave, not even really caring about what's going on.
I know
I'm gonna walk up to this side of the gate and be like, is he going to this side or is he walking back around?
You know, he's going into the gate and going through.
Okay, he's going through. I'm gonna walk behind him and walk up to the city and be like, "Hello," to the guard that's supposed to man this side.
Okay. Veranda, what were you saying?
I'm gonna say I don't even care if we get into the city. I'm just really satisfied with torturing the guard.
As Tillcat kind of follows up behind, he goes, "Sir, I need you to stand 10 feet back as a requirement of the law. You are not allowed to approach an officer, especially after trying to bribe him, without documentation allowing you into the kingdom. As you do not have that documentation, good sir, turn around and leave."
I move 9.5 feet back.
He nods. He shuts the door, and you hear about 4 locks suddenly snap shut.
Huh.
So you can't.
So they don't know how to measure. Good to know. I turn around and walk away after saying that loudly.
Okay, Veranda.
Now he's not the one stopping us, so we can just go in.
Yeah?
Back out.
you could also go in through the entrance from the outside of the country and try and go into the city that way now.
That's what I said I was trying to do.
as the guard has left, and you lot find yourselves on the outer gate, you can see now, off in the distance, to your west, or northwest, you see what looks to be a very probably about 2 to 3 miles away from where you're currently walking. Again, this is a lot of flat land in this area. You can see a small, what looks to be some sort of small mountain off in the distance, with something glimmering from it. You can also see to the northeast what looks to be the driftwood wall of the Orcish lands at this point. So you have both directions at this point to go to. However, at this point, the DM is going to end session because he's starving and needs to go eat dinner and get some coffee in him. So I thank you all for joining us for a session in the party's chance to having some fun with some guard captains and avoiding a major conflict. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this session. We will come back next Friday.
I'm gonna get that guard superior. I'm gonna have his job.